we had to put that back out for bid. So that's the reason the on-demand come bid on it.
So the on-demand contracts had expired. I remember we just renewed them, the other meeting and added the third.
Yes. I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, I think I follow you now.
So P2K's contract is with, for the botanical garden.
Mayor, may I say something?
You may,
You
but
are so infatuated with this item.
With gaslighting.
I mean, it's like you just like out of your whole realm,
Just
and people are
gaslighting.
looking at you. And you know, I got the most respect for you, but you just out of it. What do you want? You got these people are ready to
Councilmember,
vote. You
Councilmember.
could have called me. You could have called Mike. You could have came to legal review. But you want to be on camera tonight, and you just honestly, you just acting like a fool. You just look at the idiot.
Councilmember,
And I'm
Councilmember, I would,
disappointed at you. I'm
Councilmember,
disappointed.
Councilmember, I would
I'm
ask,
disappointed.
Councilmember, I would ask that you refrain from personal attacks
That's
as
not
we are
personal.
here.
It's
Your,
not belief.
sir, your beliefs don't have any place here when they are directed toward people and their own actions. If your belief is about a particular
if you-
agenda item, that's fine.
if you
But
wanna- if you-
Councilmember, I would ask that you refrain from that. And if there is any further discussion, if there, Councilmember, just trying to make sure that we are,
$5 million and you have said one word.
Councilmember,
$5 million
I've said a
and
lot
you
of
have
words.
said one
But
word.
Councilmember,
Parliamentarian,
I would ask you to
conversation is
maintain
degenerating.
order.
Parliamentarian.
And is there any further discussion?
Mr. Parliamentarian,
Councilmember Carn?
Mr. Parliamentarian,
Yes, sir.
obviously order's not being maintained here. What are your, any suggestions here so we can continue
I
this
think
meeting?
you
in
just call the
decency?
question and y'all should just vote. Somebody
I
just
asked
call
if
the-
there was any further discussion.
Mayor,
Hearing none,
he
let's move
was-
to a
Mayor,
vote.
he was in
All
the
those in
middle of a
favor?
sentence, Mayor.
Councilmember, you have interrupted lots of my sentences tonight, but
Mayor.
if there's any further discussion,
He
I
was
haven't
in the
heard
middle
any.
of answering
let
the
All those in
question.
favor?
I have a point.
All those in
I have
favor?
a point of order
What is
before
your
the
point of
vote.
order?
We passed legislation earlier in this year that has to deal with this very situation. Now, we have had to call point of order. We've had to override the chair. And we're at a decision-making point of how to continue with this meeting. How do we continue this meeting and follow the procedures that we have established, free of interruption?
I believe that my recommendation was for someone to call the question before someone could either do that or not do that. The mayor entertained the motion and was prepared for you guys to vote. My recommendation is to vote on this matter and be done with it.
Thank you, Mr. Denmark. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Item C, consideration for the mayor and council to approve the purchase of 50 new fire hydrants from Ferguson Waterworks in the amount of $140,954, with 50 cents. These hydrants will support infrastructure improvement within all wards of the city of College Park. Funding for this project will be provided through the following GL account. This item is being submitted at request of Timothy Lewis, Water Superintendent.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Item D, consideration of an action on a request to approve paying the Employment Law Solutions invoices in amount of $184,000, 416 and 30 cents. This is a budgeted item for the following GL account number. This item is requested by City Manager Michael Hicks.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Any discussion?
These are employment law solutions, that's just supplemental legal.
Yes, sir. They're handling a particular matter for the council that I'm actually going to raise with you in executive
I
session.
think I remember I know what you're talking about now. Okay, all right, got it.
All those in favor?
Councilman.
I just had a question.
Councilmember Arnold?
Can we verify that the amounts match, that they're correct? The invoices versus what we have in the listed agenda item?
Any further discussion?
It is a further discussion because I just asked for us to
She's
verify
in middle- she's
the
in the middle of
amounts.
Doing something, Mayor.
Are you all right tonight?
I thought
please give the city.
Council member, I was not aware that she wanted that to happen immediately.
Actually, I do, because I want us to vote on a right amount of money.
I believe that the number is actually higher.
Okay,
The-
okay,
I
Mayor,
believe-
can you let Councilwoman Arnold get her question answered without interrupting every step of the way to make this process impossible?
Council member,
I'm just asking.
council
Can you
member,
let her get her question answered by the city attorney without you interrupting?
council member, I will not be gaslit by you or
I
anyone
don't even know
else.
what that means,
Mr.
Mayor.
Hicks,
We just wanna.
I believe the number is actually lower than
Mayor,
$184,000.
Councilwoman Arnold asked
And
a
so if
question,
the
Mayor.
council approves 184, then then I can legally sign anything else. But I believe it actually is lower, Councilmember Arnold, but Mr. Hicks.
Wait, excuse- Councilwoman Arnold was speaking. She asked a question to the city attorney. You can't just hijack the council member. We're trying to legislate. You just took the whole thing away, snatched it away from her before he could even answer the question. Now, let's have a little bit of decorum here. She was asking a question, he was about to answer it, and you just hijacked the whole thing.
Councilmember,
We're
again,
attempting to do some legislation here. Let us
Councilmember.
finish the process.
Councilmember, I will not. I will not. Okay, Mr. I believe there's been some
I don't think we can move.
conversation.
Mayor,
Councilmember, I
don't
believe
think
there's
we
been some I'm about to call on Mr.
Point
Denmark to
of
get the
order,
number.
point of order. At this point, parliamentarian, I question the mental state of the mayor. I don't understand. She's saying that she's being gaslit because people are simply trying to correct whatever it is. I don't understand. A lot is not making sense right now.
Council, I would admonish everyone. Councilwoman Arnold asked the question. The city manager is prepared to give an answer. Once Councilwoman gets the answer to her question, then you guys would have the information to make a vote. The back and forth is not productive. So, Mr. City Manager, if you would be kind enough to answer Councilwoman Arnold's question, and if she has further questions, to answer those as well.
So Councilwoman Arnold, my admin had already put this on the agenda. She said that we received an email from this firm saying that we have a $20,000 credit. So it's actually 164 and not 184.
Okay, all right. Thank you, I appreciate the response.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
9E, consideration of an action on a request to approve a resolution for establishment of no parking restriction for Hawthorne Way between Herschel Road and Inglewood Avenue. This item is requested by Chief of Police Charles McQuarrie. This item was Service Ward 2. This is a budgeted item at no cost to the police department.
Is there a motion?
Motion?
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous.
Next, City Attorney's report.
Mayor and Council, we had a very difficult exchange over the last 10 minutes of the meeting. And so I would ultimately just encourage everyone not to interrupt. I understand that these are passionate issues, but we have rules that govern us. And the principal rule is that a point of order is made, it has to be acknowledged. The individual making a point of order can interrupt, and the chair is obligated to hear the point of order. And if the chair does not accept the point of order, the individual who made it can appeal the chair's determination to the full council. We need to follow those rules. Also, we have a rule that says that the chair must be neutral and not participate in the deliberations of the legislative body. I know there are critical questions that the mayor would love to ask. We passed an ordinance that says that is not allowed, and some people would agree with that, others would disagree, but it's not a matter of whether you agree or disagree. The issue is, have we enacted a legitimate and legally viable ordinance that prescribes commentary from the mayor during the debate in the deliberations of council? And the answer is yes. And so we need to adhere to those rules. We need to adhere to the rules of Robert's Rules of Order. And I'm going to do a better job of getting in there because if it was difficult for me, it was difficult for the public. Thank you very much.
Mr. Denmark, I wanted to follow up. Thank you so much. I appreciate the input, and I will make sure that I am listening and moving forward accordingly. Question for you and Mr. Hicks. The council made a motion at the last meeting to bring the DMO contract back at this meeting, but it was not on the agenda. Why is that?
Sure. Member, it's not quite ready. Not quite ready yet. I sent Winston's office some edits that I thought should go into the contract. And so I'm waiting on Winston's team to get that back to me so we can finalize it.
Okay, thank you.
City manager's report.
So just the hour spent, and I want the staff to go on quickly. So I'm gonna cut my city manager report in half. But I want to talk about our core values. And one of those core values is harmony. And we talked about how we were gonna practice this, how we was gonna work together as a team. We talked about this extensively when we went to the retreat. And so I'm gonna do a better job of trying to make sure that we deliver the right information so it doesn't spark a whole lot of conversations. So the city manager's gonna take that responsibility on. Secondly, we had a couple of people come before you. We are getting people interested in our CMAC committee. I think we got about 8 or 9 people now that are coming to the meetings, and they're learning what we're doing with the city's money, how the departments are functioning. They're really, really getting interested in what we're doing. And the last thing I want to talk about, I think her name was Miss Corbin. Yeah, I have to take issue with how she characterized me and said the council has access to flock cameras, which they do not. What I talked about is each council member has access to the city-owned cameras because of your particular ward. You can look at the cameras in your ward. Those are city-owned cameras. Chief, those are not flock cameras. It's different. So I want to state that for the record. You all had access to cameras to look at,
Council and mayor,
I'm sorry,
the mayor as well.
the mayor as well, to look at cameras around the city, but not the flock cameras. And so I'm gonna find that footage of where we had the comprehensive plan in Ward 2 to make sure that everything I said was accurate and correct. And Deputy Clerk, what an awesome job tonight. Thank you, Queenie,
She did
for sitting in for Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
She's not feeling well. She did an awesome job, and I yield back. Thank you.
Thank you. Next report of mayor and council.
Thank you. I appreciate everyone's input in tonight's public hearing. I think that it is an important topic, and we heard from a diversity of voices this evening. I would encourage everyone, when the public hearing is reset to October 5th, to please come out again and make sure that your voice is heard in this particular matter. I also want to take the opportunity to share the fact that in some ways I will never stop asking questions because you deserve it. You deserve to know if we've followed procedures properly. I think that Mr. Hicks and his team work tirelessly day in and day out to make sure that I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And sometimes things happen. And so when we don't use an on-call contractor and we don't have a bid process for something in excess of $1 million, there are going to be questions. And I understand that there will be commentary about the wrong time, the wrong place, the wrong this, that, and the other. But when we are spending your money, we gotta do it the right way. And even if that means that folks talk back and forth and we don't always embrace civility like we should, your funds, the decisions that we make up here are ones that impact you. And you deserve to know the answers. We should have those answers and we should have that information laid out for you. We don't always, but I know that everyone here who works for our city works tirelessly to ensure that we are doing the right thing. But it's a team sport, and I understand my role. I will continue to play my role because it is so critically important that we all do our best on behalf of the great city of College Park. And I was honored this afternoon, Ryan Cameron asked me to come on his show to talk about institutional investors because he had heard me on WABE about a week and a half ago when I was talking about the same issue, and in relation specifically to the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, because that particular legislation, I talked about it a little bit a couple of weeks ago, allows the federal government to put some caps on institutional investors starting in January. That institutional investors will only be allowed to own up to 350 homes. Now, that doesn't do anything for the ones they currently own, but for a region that has seen great interest from institutional investors and thereby limiting opportunities for home ownership in communities like ours, it is a step in the right direction. So I wanted to thank Ryan Cameron for that interview this afternoon. Wanted to thank WBUR's On Point for inviting me as well to talk about this really, really important issue. And I want to reemphasize, for those folks who have not had the opportunity to participate in the comprehensive plan, please, I've provided links in my newsletter. There's links through our website as well. I think what we heard clearly in the workshop session is that we haven't heard as much from the business community. That doesn't surprise me because our steering committee is residents, and it didn't include some of the broader stakeholders in our community. And I think that that was a decision that was made, but I do think that we're going to have to redouble our efforts to ensure that everyone who contributes to our community is heard in this comprehensive plan. But I am encouraged about the direction of it. And if you get an opportunity to take a look at that draft that is available, please go on to our website and look at that workshop session packet so you can see it. I want to talk to you about Next Gen 911. I've talked about it before, but it is on the ballot this November. And it is a critical step in the right direction to ensure that our emergency services are where they need to be, and that they are there in a timely fashion, and that they are there in the ways in which we expect them to be. Next Gen 911 will allow our public safety professionals to receive text messages and video and photographs to help illuminate in the event of an emergency, and it will also allow for better location for people who are using cell phones and calling 911. We have an antiquated system here in Georgia, and most states have taken the step to move forward on the 911 system, but Georgia is behind. And so when you go to the ballot in November, this will be a choice that you have to make. And so I would encourage you to learn more about it because there's information out there. You can go to the Georgia Emergency Communications Authority to learn more about that. And I also want to encourage you to join our Economic Development Department for a small business Marketing That Works program on August 31st. It is at our College Park Public Library, which I think is fantastic. And I think it is one of our hidden gems. It's from 5:30 to 7:30 on Monday, August 31st. And so that's all that I've got. I appreciate everybody's participation again tonight. I think it really shows the engagement and the level of interest in our community, and we keep on doing it. We keep on building the community that we deserve, and it's by your participation. So thank you. We'll see you in September. But Councilmember McKenzie?
Yeah, I've got a 3.5 minute video, so I'm gonna take 1.5 minutes just to talk. I may not speak for that long. Hold on a second, Queenie. And Queenie, you've done a great job today. What a robust meeting we've had today. It's been a wonderful experience. And I want to thank all the persons that did come out today to be a part of this meeting. The public hearing, yes, I had concerns about it because of the fact that the vote, there was no vote a few weeks back, but I think it was really good to hear from our residents, and I want to encourage everyone to let your voice, when we have the public hearings, that's your opportunity to have your voice heard. So please plan to tell a neighbor, tell a friend that we will continue this discussion at our first meeting on October 5th regarding reasonable accommodations. We also have some other legislation that we're working on. So at this time, I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to let the video speak.
Hey everybody, we are here at National Night Out, and I love National Night Out because it's an opportunity not just to do things with the community, but to also to celebrate our law enforcement and public safety teams. This is something that they do to give back to the community, but it's also a time that we show them that we appreciate them. We got everything here. We had a helicopter, we got bouncy houses, ices, we got all types of crime unit, the bomb unit, dancing, fun, and we even had a visit from our Congresswoman. College Park, gotta love us.
This is Dr. Jamel McKenzie with my August 17th report. It's been an amazing 2 weeks. This month, I had the opportunity to travel to the Middle East and spend time in Istanbul, Turkey. And beyond experiencing the beauty, the history, the food, and the rich culture of the region, I was especially interested in learning more about its government structure and approach to public services. And one of the things that stayed with me the most was learning about Turkey's universal healthcare system and its commitment to publicly funded education. Seeing how another nation approaches access to healthcare and education caused me to think deeply about the possibilities and challenges we faced here at home. And now for updates and announcements. I'm pleased to announce that we're moving full speed ahead with our Flint River Headwaters Preserve project. Now with our MOU between the city and American Rivers, we will begin the development project leading to this much anticipated green space. As a part of our Keeping Ward 1 Safe initiative, we have now installed 4-way stop signs at Napoleon and Rugby, and more to come. I want to thank our amazing staff for their work on the parklet improvement on Main Street. We now have revised plans and are preparing to move forward with that initiative. I want to thank the South Fulton section of the National Council of Negro Women under leadership of President Tiffany Morris and First Vice President Tenitra Barrett, along with Youth Spark, for providing us with a community ambassador training dealing with sexual trafficking amongst our youth. To be here at our Safe Kids Smart Community Ambassador Training, which is being hosted by none other than the South Fulton area section of the National Council of Negro Women. And your presence here represents something very special because it's a commitment to protecting our children, protecting our youth, and even folks that aren't youth. Human trafficking and sexual exploitation of young people are realities that no community can afford to ignore. This is Ward 1 Council Member Dr. Jamel McKenzie, and we're building College Park better every day.
Councilmember Carn?
All right, thank you. Chief, the National Night Out, it was a wonderful event this year, very well attended. I think we couldn't have asked for better weather, and I just want to thank you guys, Police Department, Parks and Rec, Public Works, all the departments that made sure it happened. City Manager, it's a great event, and we had quite a few events going on. I think last Saturday, we had maybe 3 events going on at the same time. Parks are doing very well. We have some of the most popular parks in the region, apparently. People love coming to College Park. People love spending time here. We want to keep improving on this city. It looks like the comp plan is moving along pretty well, but we have not heard so much from our rental community, which is 78% of our residents, 79% now. City manager, I want to make sure that there's comp plan signage, adequate, and we need to get it printed. If we only have 10 signs, we need 100 signs. I want to make sure that the comp plan signage and input QR code is in front of every multifamily apartment complex, our housing authority, so on and so forth. We want to make sure the majority of our citizens have an input in what's going on in terms of the comp plan. Now, the business community is important, no question about it. But my first obligation are to the residents, first and foremost, above all other interests, and I make no apologies for that. You know, in the beginning of 2024, there was a consensus up here, I think, to improve every single area within this city. And the momentum started very deliberately and very positively. Councilwoman McKenzie talked about some serious needs in the community in terms of help with our housing authority, with folks that need it. This day, Godby Road is there's trouble, and she was right. And we started moving in the right direction. But you know what? That started to get slowed down. It started to get derailed. And it started to get interrupted. But we don't want to let anything slow us down from whatever our goals are. And we need to double our efforts. We talk about marketing that works. Well, let's market and work on improving living conditions in this city. You know, we talk behind closed doors about some things that I think we need to move forward on to make sure we've made up our minds to improve the conditions in this city and eliminate any pockets of blight in this city. If it's unacceptable for other cities, it's going to be unacceptable for the city of College Park, and it's unacceptable to me. And I will continue to try to make sure we move in that direction. And I think we are moving in the right direction, but I'll just say, don't let the distractions derail and confuse and reroute, you know, where it is we're trying to go. City manager, there are 3 areas that I think we need to address in a most serious manner from here to the end of the year and into the beginning of 27. Not just legislatively, but financially, but without increasing the budget. And, you know, those 3 areas that we haven't really put a focus on are 1, domestic violence. Number 2, alcoholism and addiction. Number 3, mental health and wellness. These are important issues, and I've got some proposals. You know, I was out on the West Coast at the conference there with the People for the American Way, and you know, sometimes, you know, when you travel, you really pick up some things that give you some perspective in terms of what you can bring back to your community to better that community. So we're going to continue to have this conversation, but those are 3 areas that we need to shed some light on and shed some legislation on and shed some finances on within this budget without going 1 penny over this budget. And I think there's a comprehensive and logical way to do it, and I hope y'all just listen to, you know, my thoughts on it in a future meeting. So that's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Councilmember Arnold?
Thank you. So I am sticking with the precedent that's been set. If you want to learn more about what's happening in Ward 3, the QR code is sitting here. You can sign up to receive newsletters to get updates. But before I retire my comments, I want to say to the city manager and to the city staff, thank you. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for all of the overtime. Thank you for standing in the gap. Thank you for all of this extra work that you do in order for us to make decisions. Comments were made earlier this evening in reference to we have to double check or we have to question, as if your professionalism is not enough. And I want to say that your professionalism is enough. When you come to us with recommendations, I mean, mistakes happen, yes. But to say that you work hard and then turn around and say, but, everything that was said before the but is negated. Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Hicks. Thank you for your staff's hard work. Thank you for the events. Thank you for the logistics and everything else that is needed in this city to help us move the city forward. We appreciate you.
Councilmember Gay?
Well, since everybody's giving thanks, I want to thank me for all of my hard work. Because ain't nobody thanking me. You know, when we had the senior social, you know, not one person thought me. Not one person thanked me. But that's all right, because only what you do for God will last. So let me thank me for me, okay? I also want to thank my colleagues. I made some comments, but I want to tell you that we work with some amazing people. All of these people are very professional. Our mayor is a very professional mayor. She brings a lot of value to us, and what we feel in deliberation sometimes it passions. But I mean, I just want to say that the mayor's an amazing woman, and I think that, you know, she brings value to our team. So I want to put that out there to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. That being said, the but. You got jokes tonight. Okay, seriously. No, but city manager, here's what I want to say. You know, ain't too many people in this room have spent 20 years of their life, right? 20 years of their life on an initiative that could improve the lives of people for generations. I'm that person, actually. And that botanical garden has cost me and my family 20 years. So anytime there's an attack, there's an innuendo, there's a miscalculation, I'm going to be guarded because I got 20 years of skin in the game. So honestly, respectfully, that agenda item evoked this conversation. It didn't have to be on the regular agenda. It did not. And what you may not know is I spend days and you see these bags under my eyes. You know, there's always something in my head saying it's not going to happen. It's somebody going to stop. That's what I live with. So the challenge that I have to deal with, finding, you know, let me just tell y'all something. The Atlanta Botanical Garden was given $160 million to move 5 acres to Monroe Drive. We've been given $6.5 million to do a $160 million job, but guess what? I can do it, and we can do it. But y'all need to understand what we're up against in our lives. They get $160 million. We get 6 and we fighting each other for every dollar. And we still got to find money. And then once it's built, all those people going to be over there and it's going to be for their benefit. So I ask respectfully, you know, like the lawyer who's on the commercial, I implore you, I admonish you. Y'all, let's work together and stop this infighting on initiatives that is transformative. Find ways to find money. One guy told me today, I'm gonna find some federal money. He didn't even have to say that. But that's what came out of his heart. But I can't fight y'all and do this. I can't be spending all weekend mad with my family because I'm nervous. So y'all, we gotta stop this. But on a positive note, the city manager has been extremely effective and my colleagues because we have expanded the garden and we're moving in the right direction. I also want to just briefly say a little bit that it's festival time. I'm gonna need your help again. Every festival, there's a new city manager. Every festival, there's a new city manager.
Last 4 years.
And so, you know, we're gonna see how this gonna work out, but
It's gonna work.
it's
It's gonna
something.
work. It's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
Yes.
All right. Now, I want to remind everybody that Chuma's homegoing is Friday, Saturday.
Saturday or Sunday?
It's this weekend.
Hold on, okay.
So maybe we can get some clarification on the front. Listen, on a personal note, and this has anything to do with our comments, but the gentlemen that were here about the sober house, I just want to make my own comments. So in Ward 4, there's already a HIV and AIDS group home, and there's already an alcoholic home. So what I don't understand is why are we making such a commotion because it's in Ward 1? That says a lot about your ward. But it exists already. You know, in Ward 2, on Windsor Forest, every house over there's a group home. I mean, it exists. It's all over the city. So I respect what they're saying, but on a personal note, since a lot of those men came down, I do want to say this. I, too, was an addict for 20 years. And it was a horrible life to be a functioning addict, to be able to go to work, and when you get your paycheck, your money is gone by 9 o'clock. That's a horrible feeling. So, and addiction runs in my family. I've lost half my family to addiction. So I sympathize with Mr. Oldham. I don't know the answers about where he want to put his houses, but I do want to add my testimony to the evening that I too suffered with it. Lost brothers, and I pray for those who are in that space that they would do better.
All right, is there a motion to enter into executive session for discussions of personnel, litigation, and real estate?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous, and we will enter into executive session at this time.